dust off and afresh, shall we say. So I've got a book, or novel should I say, I'm writing called Collision of the Shadows, a poetry book intertwined called RhythmIsADancer, which is also the first chapter of the book. Just to get some context of me and my life, I'm just going to read you the first dialogue, shall we say, the introduction of the poetry book first, and then I'll be getting into some of the book, the first few chapters. Yeah, so Rhythm is a Dancer by Ashley Stephen Cleveland, a collection of poems created from deep within. About me. I've had daily struggles all my life, being diagnosed with bipolar in recent years. Looking back on my life, I see now the mistakes I've made and the pain I've caused to loved ones near. I was not in control, and to a certain extent still aren't. I suffer with anxiety and manic episodes where I can go on a high. My mind is whizzing around with thoughts, ideas and worry. I cannot keep focused on a task and lose track, and am easily distracted, moving from one job to another, leaving chaos behind my path. I generally, when I'm normal, if there is such a thing, quite shy and introverted. I'm not good in certain social situations, especially people I do not know well. I'm alright within a small group of maybe 3 to 4 people, but any more than that I retreat into my shell, much like a tortoise. On the other end of the scale, when I'm manic, I am outgoing, outspoken and blunt to the point. I would then go into a come down phase, where all I do is eat and sleep. In contrast, I do not eat much at all, get little or no sleep for days on end when I'm manic. Very occasionally I would enter a psychotic stage where I do extremely random things. But reflecting on this period, I have some sort of peace where I realise I am not a failure, as I have always thought. And I have a great support network of family, friends and work colleagues. And for that, although sometimes it isn't apparent, I am truly grateful. I have been married for 15 years with a child who's just turned 7. They really do keep me on the straight and narrow, and I am truly blessed to have them. Especially my little boy, who is an IVF baby. We had tried for years, and eventually through treatment we gained our little miracle man. I see so much of myself within him, and I strive to teach him and guide him through this difficult and harsh world. I try to teach him that there are so many possibilities, and literally the options are endless. So this is me focusing my mind into these poems, hoping you can relate to some of my words. For Jake. So that's the bit about me. It then follows on to this, which is just a few words, a few thoughts of mine. So here it goes. Authenticity and individuality from humans and creatures alike is paramount. The world literally needs this to survive. When someone comes along and has a stroke of genius, does something wacky, not seen previous, they open your eyes to the truth that has been hidden. An iron veil that has covered us and wrapped us in bubble wrap to protect us, apparently. But what we desire is the truth, pureness. We are attracted to empathy, kindness and compassion. When someone out of the blue comes up and rattles and shakes us from head to toe, it makes us realise there are pure, kind, great people out there. And it makes you see that people from all walks of life are struggling. Whether it be physically, mentally or subconsciously, we all have our own demons to fight with. And if we pull together in unison, we can win this battle with ourselves and others around. So take some time to be distant. Take some time to chill. It is the start, then we may be able to relax. Gather our thoughts, never negative or good. Look after one another. Like yourself you should. If we all realise as a species, we become one. Sleep is a massive reason for myself where I get so worked up when I'm on a high, manic, psychotic episode especially. They may say I'm crazy, but I just think I'm free. Free from all the pain. A weight has been lifted. Miracles do happen amongst the chaos going on in the climate of recent years. But let's hope we can overcome this. Pop out of the rabbit hole at the other end and see there is light at the end of that narrowing tunnel. And I must not forget, we must not forget, we are only human beings, doings and goings. And whenever we go, wherever we go, we must hold our values proudly, our beliefs, grievances, turmoil and pain. Wash them away in the pouring rain. Get drenched by the liquid running down your face, and try not to let your mind race. Try to find peace and tranquility wherever you travel. Just try not, like me previous, find your head in the gravel. For the things I have seen, gone and done, may be silly and strange, but artistic release is how I engage. Engage with this world, families and friends. I just don't want this all to end. So be true to yourself. I know it's hard. You may get bruised and broken, burnt and charred. Along the way it may seem impossible. The task of life may seem unpredictable. But try and stay on your path, straight and narrow. Put your belongings in a mindful wheelbarrow. Take them in your heart. Take them in your mind and heart. Cherish them when you depart. Onto something bigger, bolder, greater. It will make you feel legend, so see you later. Goodbye, my friend, you must be on your way. I hope you remember this day. Remember we are all as one. Now let's get this war won. So yeah, that's that piece. And now I just want to go into, let me just get my paperwork in order. So yeah, this is going to be the opening piece, the opening chapter of Collision and Shadows. This is what I done 7 years ago-ish, in the same format on here. So I'll just recap on that so you can keep up, shall we say. So this is RhythmIsADancer. This will probably be part 2, and I'll intertwine the last piece I said, that'll be part 1. So, RhythmIsADancer. There's been hints, keys and secrets along the way. Just make sure you listen to what I say. This is an ongoing venture. This is all about the big life of adventure. What I must do is to inspire. If you get lost, do not be afraid to inquire. This is my book, my tale, my story, our past, present and future in this world and beyond. Every story has a beginning and a means to an end. This was for your own good, I might add, my friend. What if everything was to disguise the truth? Don't believe me? Want some proof? What if what you have been told may have been fiction? What would happen? Would there be friction? A force of nature, or so you've been told. Another lie, like silver and gold. Wealth and poverty, two very different things. But who would be happier when they grow their wings? Famous or unknown, good or bad, what would you rather be, happy or sad? Two very different emotions, if that's what they are called. Let's start with an open mind, and don't be fooled. This is not a story, by the way, if that's what you are thinking. My fingers aren't crossed, I am not winking. This is matter of fact, stuff of dreams, endless cups of tea and custard creams, seeing your loved ones warm and safe, doing what you wish for forever with your mates. You maybe think I'm crazy, religious or a preacher, but, well, let me tell you, my friend, I am your teacher. As you will learn from what I say as you go about life day to day, whatever route you choose to take and all the decisions that you make. How you've been brought up and your morals, good times and bad, all of your quarrels. These are your origins and your path. Don't let people get you down and have a laugh. There are bigger things to worry about on this planet, so please follow your heart and break the habit. Something is coming. I'll shit. Too late. I guess that's it. This is our fate. Sorry about that. A gust of wind. You see what a beautiful thing. I had to see it, but not for long. It goes backwards and forwards, just like ping pong. I suppose I should tell you what I have seen, all in time. But first, where I have been. I am the something coming. This was a warning. Just remember me in the morning. I beg you please, don't make me end it. I don't want the fireworks to be lit. You won't either if you get this in time. By the way, sorry for speaking to you in rhyme. It's the only way I can recall your planet's words. I hope you understand, now you have heard. Yes, that's right, I'm from far away. You just couldn't get there in a day. Now to be blunt, if it's not too late, you've got to have love, get rid of this hate. If you don't like someone, that is fine. Just know not to step over the line. The imaginary one between you and them. Just think of me, you will know when. Learn my values, I beg you please. Some things can be forgotten, but never these. You may say these are commandments or rules to follow, but there is no such thing, just a hollow. An empty space with plenty to fill. Just take a step back, time to chill. Help each other out, have a swap. Open a can or two of fizzy pop. Treat yourself and go somewhere nice. Grab a takeaway, curry and rice. Fill yourself up for one last time before going to battle for selfish crimes. Crimes of passion, madness and stupidity. Don't blame it on the drugs, your emotions or the humidity. And remember, before December. Take care of yourself and others near. You never know when you may face your fears, which must be conquered at all cost. If you fail, all will be lost. So, join me in riddle as I sing a song. Sing from your soul. Have you got one? Try as you may, what will you say? That is the end of the riddle. Sorry it is not that simple. You must decipher my words to you. As you delve deeper, you will get through the hunger, turmoil and pain. Just look up and get drenched by the rain. The water is key to saving the world. Just fill yourself up, nice and leveled. Once again, this is the start of something great. Just make sure you are not late. Yeah. I'm just gonna do for now. The next chapter is called Greeting and Meetings. Which is quite long actually. Okay. If you bear with me for a couple of moments, I'm just going to get a coffee and a breath of fresh air, shall we say. So yeah, I will be back very shortly and we will carry on. Hello, I'm back, obviously. So yeah, the next chapter, greetings and meetings. So that is the introductions over and out. Next, I will teach you your beliefs mean note. There is much that is deceiving. This is the message that you are receiving. There are things you just wouldn't believe. Don't be scared and please don't leave. Leave behind all that you love and just look just above. Beyond your grasp, beyond your reach. And once you know, you can teach. Teach others far and wide. They will learn too, not to hide. Hide away from what is coming. Just guide yourself through what you are becoming. Going forward, things will alter. Just go above and beyond, just like a vaulter. Going forward, you will see you can become just like me. Meet my friends, my enemies and foes. You can see wherever they go. I have one brother that is closer than you guess, that holds his cards close right to his chest. We have not seen each other for quite some time, but listen out as the church bells do chime. They will always ring out all over your town. Get up early in your dressing gown. Your gown should be colourful according to your faction, but do not get divided like a fraction. We must unite and become one. Then this war will be won. Next of my parents that have died, I cannot remember them, I have tried. They went when I was very young. I wish I knew my dad and mum. They could have taught me so much sooner the things that they sent interstellar. Things were given across space and time, tied up in knots though, like your shoelace. Sorry, that should have been time and space, tied up in knots like your shoelace. Intertwined, it is confusing. We are fighting, but we are losing. Next of my enemies, there are many, just of one. Tell you, let me. They are the most that is evil. They are beyond medieval. Times have gone past, but I have believed that they were gone. I was relieved, but they are back with a vengeance. I hope this gets to you through my message. My message you understand, I really hope. Pull it inside, pull that rope. Pull it close until you reach the end. I pray you will get what I send. You may need help to discover. Don't be afraid, I am a lover. Lover of all creatures, great and small. Rhinos and giraffes, strong and tall. Down to the small animals, just like ants. They unite as one, nothing that they can't achieve as a group that has a great leader. They give to their queen, they must feed her. When they die, they are come together. Another thing is the weather. Sunny, showers, clouds and the wind. Disastrous, though it will begin. Storms, tornadoes, tsunamis and floods, sinking into the ground, into the mud. Dirt and grit, sand and stones. The seas and mountains will begin to groan. This is when you will see the signs. Begin with your true purpose, just like mine. Our fate has been written before our eyes. At first you may not succeed, but at least you have tried. Keep on going through, do not give up. Even if it seems you are not up to much. Little and often is the key. And also, take note of the people you meet. Friends and enemies, both the same. Judge them discreetly for this game. A game of power, struggles and victory. The time is now, but look back into history. Also, plan for the future, for what's around the bend. Be careful what messages you send. Send them discreetly, no need to shout, but confidently tell them what you are about. Tell them all, don't hold back. They may even get hold of the slack. As we pull together, it will be of ease. We will not need to get on our knees. In one direction we may not go, 2 steps forwards and 1 back, to and fro. As long as we keep moving, that is the key, as we move closer and closer towards the sea. Like I said, water is vital, just as much as this recital. I have another friend I'd like to add, he who raised me instead of my dad. He taught me most of what I am speaking, but please don't look, he is peeking. He is shy, but tells a good story. Some of his tales are very gory. He tells them well, doesn't miss a detail. Listen to his unfathomable tale. What's more, he has great timing, and he doesn't bother with this silly rhyming. His name is Adam, he was the first one to show me the good and the worst. He brought me up to be pure and true. Together we managed to pull through. Me and my brother was afraid, just as our parents, he would get laid like my mother into the ground, where she could never make a sound. Her memory lives on through the nature, and I'm sure if she could, she would nurture. My dad, however, he was burnt. Not a good experience, I have learnt. He wasn't actually dead, it seemed, as everyone heard his screams. He was in such a sleep, one that was ever so deep. Deep as the sea that rages. He had been locked up in many cages, locked away for things so silly. He was left alone, ever so chilly. After hearing of my mother's passing, he knew that their love was not everlasting. Or maybe it was, as you will believe. Also, she was told she couldn't conceive. A miracle was given to them one day. The rest is history, what can I say? Twins we are, though worlds apart. 2 ends of the spectrum on a chart. So, this is my family, more to come. Now let's get this war won. The next chapter is called Creator Destroyer. Once upon a time, millennia ago, a time and place not even measurable, there lived a creature like no other. He had many a name and many forms. He was a legend. Some believed it just to be a myth, but little did they neither to underestimate what he was capable of. He was neither good or evil. He was completely neutral, but he was a ruthless mother if you crossed his path. He would take all creatures on face value and would go out of his way for anyone. If he was particularly impressed, he would create miracles out of dust. He was a creator and destroyer of worlds and beyond. He had no home, no family, no close friends, only acquaintances to which he either disliked or approved of. Those that had met him had their minds blown. He was the one almighty. He has been in a slumber for an extremely long time, but word is spread of his awake, and he is not a happy bunny. The universe he created is a mess and in turmoil. Galaxy to galaxy, there is war, disaster, and famine. This is not the place that he had created. He had made a vow to himself to sort this unimaginable shit show out. He did not know where to begin, and had a hell of a lot to catch up on. This is his story, his tale, his life. Next chapter, the beginning of the end. At the start point of the entire universe, there was indeed a Big Bang. All that was before is a complete mystery, but it is believed that there was an entire void of nothingness, no light nor darkness, no elements, no sound, no sight at all. Many races have contemplated how something had come from nothing. Every living creature believed this would never be found out for definite. However, out of the blue, the Creator was born. an ancient being of great mass power over absolutely everything we now consider reality. This being is now thought to be extinct and forgotten. However, a select few actually think he is still there, lurking in the shadows. The veil he created as an everlasting home for himself, just to watch on as the universe changes and moves forward over time. His creation was a beautiful sight, and although himself and one other witnessed this, he was even surprised himself with his immense intelligence and creativity. It had took him many millennia to study all the elements, materials, resources surrounding him. Living alone, however, all he truly wanted was to understand himself. Much of his early life was a struggle, with nobody to teach or direct him. From youth he had no purpose or direction. This soon changed when he in fact discovered he was not alone. It turns out that during the Big Bang, another life force had been created. They did not have a true physical form, more of an energy or aura. She had come to him from afar, was drawn to his energy, which was unmeasurable. Herself, she didn't have the ability to create. However, she was vastly more intelligent. She could literally feel the universe and everything about it. She was a much better learner and had a greater understanding of all that was. She taught him more and more, and he grew into what he is today. If they were still about, they would still have an awesome and almighty partnership. They discovered emotions together, and they had fallen in love with each other. But it was much more than that. They fulfilled each other. They become one and were inseparable. Their friendship and companionship grew as time went on. It got to a point where they decided they wanted to move things together, changing the entire universe. With her ability to feel all the elements, and his to move and create, they joined forces. He was taught and encouraged to learn literally everything she knew. This took hundreds of years. Years, however, is not what they had. This is a human perception of time. They instead only knew the start and the present. The future was unknown, but they had the ability, like all of us, to predict their actions and effects moving forward. Just like the butterfly effect, they foretold outcomes by making small alterations and giving items small nudges. And so, they began on this mammoth task they had planned. It was trial and error with his own powers, led by his love, but alas, they succeeded with their endeavour. I'm going to leave it at that for now. Thank you for listening. I will continue at some point with the rest that I've got. I will only go so far on here, but if you are interested, yeah, you know the title, you know who I am. I will get back to playing some zombies. Origins, remember, origins. This is where we come from. It's not always about where you come from though, or where your end game is. It is about the journey, the adventure, the people you meet, your friends, your family, acquaintances. And sometimes life is a struggle, and god damn it is, we know that. Everyone has their ups and downs, and personally I'm realising that I'm not alone in this world. Everyone goes through certain changes. Okay, thank you.